Interministerial Committee before disbanding the Political Killings Task Team. For SAFM News, I'm Cholani Tulo Mwebe.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide.
Mzansi, Powerball has reached a staggering 150 million rand guaranteed jackpot this Friday. Only 3 times in history has Powerball reached such jaw-breaking levels. Be in it to win it by playing Powerball for the guaranteed 150 million rand jackpot today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529 hash for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old and play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
This October month, SAFM focuses on cybersecurity awareness. As we live more of our lives online, staying safe in the digital world has never been more important. From spotting cyber threats to protecting your personal data, SAFM brings you the conversations that empower you to stay secure. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga, Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m.
A banger by DJ Cleo. It's Songa is the name of this particular one. One of the new releases, and I'm presuming it's coming from the new album Eskaleni Party. I'm laughing because we're opening up the show today with my first guest, because it is a Friday, DJ Cleo, who needs no introduction. DJ Cleo Eskaleni usabhiza umatasatasa here. He's being a visual technician, a sound technician. This is taking social media to a whole nother level. Literally a whole nother level. I'm going to paint you the picture in a little while, but hey, good afternoon to you. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great afternoon. We are back with you on the Full Circle with myself, Bridget Masinga, for our final day this week. We've got a full show for you today, taking a bit of a reprieve from the last hour of that ad hoc commission, but we'll try and keep you abreast with what's developing there as the show goes on. Like I said, we've got our first guest for All Access this Friday, a man who needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. He is a producer, he is a music artist, he is a entertainment entrepreneur and businessman, and he's just one of South Africa's entertainment treasures. DJ Cleo is joining us, and then we've also got stages, pages, screens and more coming up in a little while, where we're going to look at the Standard Bank Art Lab, who are celebrating 40 years of the Standard Bank Young Artists with a new visual exhibition that is happening. We'll find out more from our very own curator of the SABC Art Archive, Kola, who's a part of this project, alongside Dr. Sami Ndluli, who's the curator and manager of the Standard Bank Art Gallery and Art Lab. Who is Gibson Kente? That is the question that we ask a little bit later on the show today. And then on the other side of 2 o'clock, Siwela Langeni is coming through for our regular feature, The Book Circle. Let's take a quick pause. We'll be right back.
The National Pulse, weekdays, 3 to 6 p.m.
So firstly, let's get to maybe the central position for today, the release of the hostages. You have a position, but certainly your organisation does have it as well. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I think it's a really bittersweet day today, but today we're looking more at the sweet than the bitter. I think everybody should be celebrating. There've been calls for a ceasefire for a long time. This war has been absolutely devastating and tragic. It's been brutal on both sides. We certainly mourn the innocent deaths on both sides. So I think the first thing to celebrate is that for the first time in 2 years.
Professor Karen Mulder, the national chairperson of the South African Jewish Board.
Ashraf Garda on SAFM.
The Seagulls are counting on the power of victory to find comfort in the top half.
Reaper across! 2-1 Albion! Unbelievable scenes at Stamford Bridge.
Meanwhile, the Magpies want to start collecting points to level up to a decent position.
Looking for Baltimore! And the big German gets another goal.
This is the Premier League. Experience Brighton and Hove Albion versus Newcastle United on Saturday, 18 October at 3:30 p.m. Live on SABC3 and SABC Plus. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport. For the love of the game.
SAFM's award-winning drama department presents to you the radio drama series Skyline.
Search cockpit medical emergency now.
Cabin crew to your stations.
Where the skies promise adventure, but behind the cabin doors, untold secrets are found.
He's signing off on cheap parts they installed like it's nothing.
Catch the radio drama series every Saturday at 9 p.m. on SAFM, leading the conversations that move us.
Every big business starts small, but it's the bold ones that keep on growing. Are you bold enough to take the next step? Sanlam Corporate and Santam are calling South Africa's small business champions to the 2025 Sanlam SMME Collective, happening on the 21st of October at the Sandton Convention Centre from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's your chance to grow, connect with experts, explore funding and access to markets, and discover how AI and sustainability can help your business thrive. And of course, remember, growing your business isn't just about profit, it's about the people who move your business forward. Explore Sanlam's easy retirement plan to protect what matters most, your people. SMME Collective, seats are limited, so request your invite today at www.sanlamonline.co.za/campaigns/SMME Collective.
Bridget Masinga, weekdays on The Full Circle.
Agamatasatasa Weskalen, DJ Cleo. Yo, Betunana, it's the pressure of living in the digital era and being an early adopter of technologies that has him running like this. How are you?
Well, and you?
I'm great. I mean, you have the angles all sorted. This is very fancy. So you're doing a dual broadcast on your social media.
Yeah, on TikTok. Just follow DJ Cleo 1. And good afternoon to you, producer. Gentlemen I met outside there that's making look good on the cameras. And to all the viewers on YouTube and...
Yes, all our social media platforms.
Yeah, all the SAFM social media platforms. Producers, Ntosh, and the lady with the squeaky voice. I'll call her Minnie Mouse.
Oh, what a wow. That's Kathy Mhlahlana's producer that he's busy teasing, by the way. It's so good to have you here. I mean, last time I saw you that we sat and chatted, you had just graduated.
Yeah.
And we were just reflecting on that journey and everything else. And how's life been thus far? I mean, you're back on radio since then.
Yeah. After 20 years, 22 years. Yeah.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
What a wowza.
I was last on radio 2002.
Was it like riding a bike?
No. In this building, you get employed and get thrown in the deep end. Batus was born.
Yes. Figure it out.
Yep. But I embraced the challenge and I love it in this building, SABC.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying what I do. Yeah. It's a Skalani party every Friday and Saturday nights.
Love it.
So, laba bangafani nawe.
Yes.
That don't sleep before 9. I entertain them.
I knew you were going to shade me. I told him that I miss his show because I'm in bed by like 10 p.m. At latest on any given night. And now with the baby even earlier.
So Netflix and chill is with generations.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and go
time.
8 o'clock in gym. Now I'm like, time to go to sleep. So, okay, tell me this, Cleo, because you always strike me as someone otanduguba peace. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say
I'm ADHD.
I was going to say, Guti, I don't want to say you're clinically diagnosed with anything or even,
I was.
Were you?
Yeah, as a child, yeah.
Really? I didn't know this about you.
So
ADHD?
Yeah.
And how did you cope with that?
Well,
I mean, at the time, was it even...
I don't know. All I remember is my parents took me to a psychologist.
Yeah.
And then I went and bragged to my friends who knew English, not knowing that I'm snitching on myself, And then I was ridiculed forever about seeing a shrink.
Yeah.
But I think I might have seen a neurologist or clinical psychologist, whatever. But and so you spoke about graduation. So during my second year to third year, I then got on to Ritalin.
Oh.
And then I told my mother, I was like, these tablets help me cope. She's like, oh, I used to have you on that when you were a child.
Oh.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So you're on Ritalin now as an adult.
Yeah.
That's like this second year of graduation.
Like at least 3 times a week when I'm doing work, in studio, because it helps me focus.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
And that's normal for me.
Really?
Yeah.
What a wowza. Okay, tell me this, because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's so important for people like yourself, so profiled, to actually talk openly about mental health.
Yeah.
And I think even more important for men and men who also occupy certain cultural spheres. You're the guy from Ekasi hip hop.
Yeah. Or tastemakers.
Tastemaker.
Well. Yeah.
No, but also specific, because there's certain subcultures where it's like shunned upon or seen as a weakness to talk about this.
In fact, there you must just say, black people, we don't talk about mental health.
Yeah, we don't.
We quickly associate it with you being possessed or literally crazy. So good question. I got into the industry when I was 20. So you're 20 and you're still trying to find yourself, and you have social anxiety, which you don't know exists or that it's called that. And suddenly, as you're still trying to develop as a young adult or as a child, you thrown into the deep end because now you're on radio, you're on YFM as DJ Fresh as producer and on-air DJ. And a year later, you're on DJ Fresh's compilation. 2 years later, you're the producer of Kukanga Madolo, Song of the Year, Mzega Zega, the biggest artist at the time. So suddenly you're getting all this attention, and you literally your developing stops. Because how do I learn to approach you? In fact, how do I learn to approach you as a girl when I'm already getting your attention? You know what I mean? So how do you navigate then moving through people, to get to that you want? So it was a big challenge for me, and it's a big challenge for everyone. And this is why I think sometimes you find that people generally say, yo, I met so-and-so and he was so rude.
Yeah.
What they don't know is we don't go to school to be famous. We are not trained. We're not trained on anything. We just exploit our talents and they work, boom, and you're in the deep end and you must fend for yourself. So, cut a long story short, I started taking counseling seriously last year. And I wanted to address a lot of things, childhood traumas, losing my lawyer of 21 years, Graham Gilfillan.
Graham passed away? Oh, I was not aware. Oh, condolences.
Yeah, he passed away 2023.
Sure.
Just after my graduation and his doctorate graduation.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because we kind of walked that journey together. Yeah, so I think I don't know how to mourn. So I think I mourned him until I got the Radio 2000 job. So the Radio 2000 gig kind of snapped me out of that dark phase. And I was like, whew, okay, back to the people.
Yes.
And then I had to struggle now being back to the people and being back to the people in a different headspace where you've sort of cured yourself. But then that's when I decided to seek professional help so that I balance the two and find my way through the maze.
Well, listen, kudos to you. I'm a big believer in counseling, and I know that black men in particular are always reluctant to go talk to somebody, especially about childhood traumas and dealing with things. So kudos for taking that step.
But also, do you have the presence of mind to understand that perhaps I need help, or do you have the presence of mind to understand someone else that says, dude, you need help.
Yeah.
Because some of the problems we have is not because people did not have help or assistance or support. They just didn't have the presence of mind or even the knowledge, to the knowledge that there's such things. There's depression, there's this, there's that. So in my first year, I did psychology, and it really helped a great deal in understanding that Bridget, when she's sad, it's all in the head. When she's happy, it's all in the head. Everything about her. When she's depressed, it's all in the head. So that psychology actually helped a lot.
Oh, look at you. I love a gentleman that continues to evolve. And tell me this, how has this journey, I mean, I know once you start seeing a psychologist, you'll forever dip into that at different phases in your life. It's not something that goes away. But you see different changes, right? And I always say, even if you don't commit to any kind of shrinking for long term, you're going to get something out of it. Even if it's 6 sessions, 3 sessions, you're bound to get something. And then I wonder for you, how has that sort of changed now your perception, firstly as a man, secondly as a man who occupies different roles in your relationships, with your parents, your mom, with how has that sort of helped you think differently or move differently, if at all?
Remember I said, do you have the presence of mind to even absorb anything you're being told? But it's a good question because I think my first 2 sessions I was questioning the psychologist. Like I asked her a lot of things like, who do you go to?
Were you being academic about it?
a little bit, but like just direct, to say, who do you see? You also go through things, are you okay right now? How do you know? When was your last session? Are you the right person to help me? And when I leave here, what do I leave with? Because I thought maybe I'd leave with something tangible.
Yeah.
You know, then I go look at it at home.
Certificate of attendance.
Something, you know, or knowledge in block form.
Yeah.
You know, but it's really helped me understand where I could have done things differently, even though I'm glad I didn't do them differently because lessons were learned. But most importantly, it showed me, especially where marriage is concerned, I wish I'd done premarital counseling, you know, because here I am divorced, and I look back and I realize, but we could have. But at the time, I was like, Aibo, Bridget must tell me how to love you. Where was she when we met?
Right. But as you said, what do they say? Hindsight is 20/20.
Yep.
Because then you take these lessons into your next relationship and you do things a little bit different.
Yeah.
And if there are apologies that are needed, you know, in the rearview mirror, you go give those apologies so Munyumtwana and I can move on without the baggage of that.
It's SAFM, yeah. So when you just say hindsight is 20/20, they know you're referring to 20/20 vision. Right? Hey, Pelas, yeah.
I don't know what he's saying about youth and Dalaya Radio 2000.
No.
If y'all are listening, y'all can
Are you
challenge
trying to
him
get me
later
fired?
today.
What's wrong
I'm
with
just
you?
saying, Youth and Dala also listens to us. So
Yes,
they can
yes.
challenge you
No.
later. Butin gahle gahle
Remember,
clean.
as a musician, we do different interviews at different stations. I'll leave it right there. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's park and I appreciate you opening up about that. I really do. Let's get into the music, because now you are releasing, from what I understand, Eskaleni Party is not necessarily a rework of the previous projects.
No.
Okay.
My radio show is also called the Eskaleni Party, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, so
yes.
for me it was synergy.
Okay.
You know, don't be Bridget here and Smakaling somewhere else.
Got
you know
you.
what I mean? Yeah, beautiful album, 16 tracks, and the first track is Afro Soul, Afro Jazz, inspired by me being single and trying a dating app. And
should we ask you which one so they can go follow
Bridget,
you?
I see Bridget.
I chickened out of the dating apps.
Yeah, but on the app I see Bridget, and I swipe left and she doesn't match. And I move on to the next one, Dosh. And I swipe left and she doesn't match. And I keep moving on to the next one. And that's what the song is about. Zamago Munyi.
Okay.
Yeah. Injalo impilo. Hayi gabi. Lo mfunayo akakufuni. Ufuna omunye.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you in that space where the work you create, because it sounds a bit...
It's always been.
It's fun, it's light, but it's also realistic to who you are, but you know.
But I've always written songs from a point of honesty. You know, for example, I'll sing Hamba now.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to you, but untoshi afakazi. Aw nami ngihamba nawe. I'm like, no, Bridget, tshela bangani bakho uzobabona 20. Akame kancane. Ngifuna wena.
Nazak, it's my producers here singing chorus in the background. Now I know what you guys were all partying to. I know what you were partying to a couple. No, it's all millennials. We all of a similar age, so gafana, you know, and age is nothing but a number.
Yep.
We are in conversation with DJ Cleo. He needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. He's a well-respected South African producer, businessman, entertainment entrepreneur, and of course he's worked with so many people outside of just himself. Got a brand new project, Eskaleni Party, and we're going to get into it a little bit more, find out a little bit more about this process as well, and whether or not he invited other people to be a part of the project. It is approaching 1:30. We are going to take the headline news with Ujolani, and then we'll come back on the other side.
This October month, SAFM focuses on cybersecurity awareness. As we live more of our lives online, staying safe in the digital world has never been more important. From spotting cyber threats to protecting your personal data, SAFM brings you the conversations that empower you to stay secure. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us.
Good afternoon. Making headlines, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who's on leave of absence, has denied that he flouted legislation when giving the directive to disband the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team. The double murder trial against pig farmer Zakaria Olivier has been postponed to next week Wednesday at the Polokwane High Court in Limpopo. This is to allow Olivier's defense to provide a ballistic report to the state. And finally, some Gauteng residents have called for increased police visibility and faster response times to crime incidents. The call comes as the provincial SAPS launches the Safer Festive Season operation in Ekurhuleni in the east of Johannesburg. For SAFM News, I'm Jolani Tulo Wepe.
Bridget Masinga, weekdays on The Full Circle.
We're having an offline conversation, so if you're on Cleo's social media platforms, you can definitely, you heard all of that. You heard all of that. And if you're following us on our social media
Actually,
platforms.
they didn't.
They didn't?
No, because this is the live feed, so they hear everything that's going on air.
Ah,
yeah.
Hey, Betunana, you are fancy with this technology.
So it was the ad break, again.
Yes.
They heard all the ads, yeah.
Really?
And Jolan.
You know, this is the problem about being an early adopter and being an engineer and all these things. When people do social media, they do it to a particular standard, a particular tier. When you decided, let me one-up it?
Yeah, I don't want the sound feeding into the microphone, no. Because my show is a dance show. They must get the music the way it's going on air.
Yes.
And if they connect it to a Bluetooth speaker,
So you're basically taking sound live?
Yes, from the headphone feed.
Betunan, are you going to teach a masterclass for the influencers? This is how it must be done. Did you adapt easy, by the way, to social media?
Yeah,
I struggle.
I because I'm in the industry of not wanting to be behind.
Yeah. Yes.
You see, so be it music, well, it's music, but anything that goes hand in hand with the music, which is social media for promos and even when it wasn't easy, I forced myself. I mean, I had a TikTok account for about 2 years. And then 2 years ago, it had 400 followers. I just decided to start using it. In a day, it had 2,000.
Well,
and boom, now we're on 180,000 and we're trying to grow it to...
You are you, by the way.
Yeah, follow me.
Are you also exploiting it in the other ways? Because you are a businessman. So when the right opportunities arise to make money from these platforms, are you exploiting it?
Yeah, but I'm still trying to find my niche on what to do on TikTok. And I think I've found one. I just need to find another.
Okay.
You know, that becomes my thing on TikTok.
So you're not doing TikTok dances and
no,
things?
I make the music that results in dances. And challenges.
How important is that, by the way, in this day and age where literally TikTok, the platform, is now determining what is a hit?
Yeah, I think the answer is in your question, this day and age. You know, but my career is older than social media, so we still go on hunch, you know, and actually believing in the song that it's going to work. And if it doesn't, on to the next one, you know. But also, I don't make music for challenges. Here and there, I'll stick it in, you know, and it doesn't catch, which is fine. But we make music for the end user, be it on their phone or on their laptop or mid-flight, flight Emirates, because it's there on the system. Doesn't matter. We make music for the end user.
How do you gauge? How do you know? Like when you work on this project, how do you know what's going to be a hit?
You have to believe in it. You know, I make music for it to resonate with people. And this album has 16 songs that will speak to very different, like almost everybody. But when I say everybody, I mean pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a birthday song on there, Ukhulunga Kokobi. There's a birthday every day. You know what I mean? There's also Skampanaka Mukaba wa Nyatsa. You know, because Mukaba is a pandemic out there.
What does that translate to?
Umkaba.
Yes, yeah, no Umkaba.
Ngibona ngomkhaba bese yangnyatsa
Okay. Oh, okay.
Uzokwenzela ifilimu ubusuku bonke. Those are the lines.
Big bellies up. I'm here for it. Because, you know, it's always interesting for me. Different people have different ways of doing things. And if you watch, like, great musicians' documentaries, I consider you a great South African musician.
Thank you so much.
There are people who have, like, trusted circles where they bring them into the room.
Yeah.
and you watch for particular signs from them. I've heard stories even about Bruce, for instance, from Kalawa Jasmine, that when he walks out, he and Speaker, if they walk out of a thing, and then that's it. It's like a hit. I'm like, well, okay, so they don't say anything, they just walk out, So I've often wondered when I'm sitting with musicians, Guti, what are those signs that tell you, okay, put the song on the album, like take a chance in this one?
I'll even delete a song
really?
If I don't feel it, because music goes with moods.
Yeah.
So if I ask a girl out and she says no, and at the same time I hear the best song in the world, I won't like it.
Because you associated with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, because of my mood, so I just it's a pop song, But give me an average song or a very bad song.
Yeah.
But I've just won 2 million from the lotto. Oh, then it's the best song because I'm in a different mood. So I always give songs the second, third, fourth, fifth listen.
Yeah.
And I'll know by the second listen. Sometimes you're in a club and you Shazam a song. This song. You don't know it, but you're feeling it. And then next morning you're like, hey, what was I thinking? Because it doesn't sound the same because you're in a different space.
Yeah.
Different mood. So if I don't feel a song by this, when I open it up again next week, sometimes I give them 5 months, Then I go through songs, I don't even know what they sound like because I've forgotten because I create every day, Then if I like it on first listen, that's the one.
But Cleo, you can't just rely on your own ears. What if your mood is setting you astray that, it's never done you wrong?
Remember, this was before social media. Also, I'm a DJ, so we get to test out in clubs, what's the reaction. But often, I'm wrong. So that's why we put out a body of work. And that song you played, Tsonga, was not my preferred single.
Oh, is it?
No.
What convinced you to?
The people.
Uh-huh.
The reaction I got from the people on social media, from people out there, is like, okay, maybe let's go with this one. So I've just shot the video. It's dropping next week, Friday.
Lovely.
So we listen to the people, but hence a body of work, 16 tracks. And then this Zamago Munye song, I'd like to believe that it's going to be played a lot at weddings. And it's a perfect song, perfect fit for your station as well.
Yeah.
And also it came out 2 months ago and we sampled it. FYI.
Okay. Tell me about the sample.
No. We sample. We put it out and we give it to the compilers.
Isn't you sampled it?
Yes, to the compilers.
Okay. Old radio lingo. Me, I'm thinking sampling, like you sampled
no,
part of the production. Isn't sampling.
I played all the instruments.
Okay.
On the song, except piano. Because I got someone who plays fluently.
Look at you. I mean, Dosh is looking at me now because we're fast running out of time.
We can't run out of time to play the song.
No. We are literally going to go out with the song. So we're going to leave it here with you this afternoon. But he will have, round 2 with him later on tonight. It is a Friday night, so you can catch him on Eskaleni Party on Radio 2000 today
10 p.m.
and tomorrow. So does that mean you no more go to clubs?
No, I do, but I'm selective. Like I was in Durban last weekend.
Okay.
So I did my show from Durban. And I'm going back to Durban next week Friday, so I'm gonna do my show from Durban. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Good. But obviously I can't do Mthatha.
Yes.
Because I have a radio show to do, and I'm never absent. I've never taken a day off.
My kind of guy. All right, we're going to wrap up with DJ Cleo's Zamago Munye. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Mara, these ads are going to cut it. We play them first. I work here. I know how these things work.
We already started playing this song.
They might want someone else. Unfortunately, injalo impilo.
Ufuna
gabi injalo impilo sama komunye sama komunye sama komunye sama komunye injalo lempilo lomfunayo ufuna omunye lomfunayo ufuna omunye lomfunayo.
With the ever-changing financial landscape, it can be difficult to make sense of all the moves at times. Join me, Jimmy Moyaha, on the SAFM Market Update with MoneyWeb, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 to 7 p.m, as we break down the key market trends, top financial stories, and smart investment insights, all in one place. It's everything you need to stay financially informed and ahead of the curve.
Clientele is here to safeguard you and your family with compassion because life happens. Be part of a family that truly cares. Our funeral dignity plans have helped South Africans bury their loved ones with dignity for more than 30 years. Let us help you create a meaningful tribute that honors your life and those of your loved ones. We pay out within 24 hours and you will get double accident cover with a clientele funeral plan. Our plans are affordable. Pick the option that suits your needs. Easy to apply, no medical examinations, and no paperwork. SMS SAFM to 48031. That's 48031. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
Doing the right thing just got more rewarding from the 8th of October until the 31st of December when you pay your TV license. We'll say thank you with a 50 Rand grocery voucher and more. It's our way of celebrating you for helping us to keep local stories and talent alive. Pay, wait for your SMS and follow the instructions to claim your reward. Make sure your contact details are up to date so we can send you your price straight to you. TV licenses, pay yours and make a difference.
This October month, SAFM shines a light on mental health awareness. This month, we bring you conversations that break the stigma, encourage care, and provide strategies to protect your mental well-being. Because it's okay not to be okay. And together, we can build a healthier tomorrow. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. This October month, SAFM joins the world in breast cancer awareness. We bring you conversations that highlight the importance of early detection, survivor stories that inspire hope, and expert advice that could save lives. Together, let's spread awareness and support the fight against breast cancer. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. This October month, SAFM focuses on cybersecurity awareness. As we live more of our lives online, staying safe in the digital world has never been more important. From spotting cyber threats to protecting your personal data, SAFM brings you the conversations that empower you to stay secure. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. Stages, pages, screens, and more on The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga.
Oh, I tell you, it shows that we haven't done live radio with live guests in such a long time. Hi, you Colikins. Are you okay? You're great. It is live. What do you mean it's not live?
No, I mean,
you don't have to put the headphones on. Come close. No. Come closer to
Thank
my
you.
mic. We're going to be in conversation while she settles with the curator of SABC's art collection. Ukola is joining us. I always, because I'm not Greek, I always get her surname wrong.
I'll help you.
Please do, because the X it always gives me issues.
Okay, so Kula rather than Cola, which also means to grow in Zulu.
I always call you Cola, like
Yeah,
Coca-Cola,
that's
but it's
fine.
Kula.
I was
Okay.
called Mula Kula Milkshake my whole life as a child. And then Xinisteri.
Xinisteri.
Yeah, Xinisteri, and probably Xinisteris is easier for people. Xinisteri.
Yeah, because we then just pronounce it phonetically.
Yeah,
Xinisteris, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's Xinisteri.
Xi. Yeah, like when you call a cat.
Yes. Xinisteri.
Yeah.
Oh my
And you can
goodness.
drop the IS for females, which can make you think about things.
Really now? Oh, listen, we're having a whole lesson. Like, I'm here for it. Hey, so Kula is joining us, and we're talking all things stages, pages, screens, and more. And we're looking at the Standard Bank Art Lab that's celebrating 40 years of the Standard Bank Young Artists in Visual Art. And they invited our own Kula to actually come and curate this entire situation alongside Dr. Sami, who's one of my favorite people. Dr. Sami Ndluli, I think she should be on the line.
Yeah.
Or we're struggling to connect with her on Zoom. So we're going to see if we can in the next coming moments. But this is an exciting project because also the Art Lab for them is a new space, and we were hoping she'll tell us a little bit more about that. But you know a little bit of it.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Firstly, I didn't co-curate with her.
Okay.
I certainly, there was that idea, we did speak about it, but the loans from the SABC collection are more what they've done for the 40-year Young Artist Award, or what was. It was to go to collections who had their work. And we had quite a lot of artists, and that maybe is why it became a significant contribution.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So it was more, so that's why we've got some missing pieces.
No, that's going to another collaboration.
Okay, you've got too much on your plate.
No, this one is it's another big one. It's the Ifaletu Foundation, Repatriated Works.
Oh, okay.
Which is again another story.
We'll get into that other story at a different time. But okay, tell me about this project with Standard Bank, because it's celebrating 40 years for them, right? 4 decades is quite a long time. Firstly, I was quite impressed with the Standard Bank Young Artists being like 40 years in. But that speaks to a significant collection of work over that 40 years.
Yeah, and that time period and how time then, 40 years ago, time now, post-apartheid, for instance, what sort of work and who was included. But there was no feeling of discrimination in my, from what I can see, in terms of who was there. I mean, I knew artists on that show. I still know them from many, many years ago.
Yeah.
And it was lovely to see, like, Lady Scully on the show.
Yes.
Who was bought by Wham. And lovely to see the bravery of her and the collectors.
Absolutely.
Which I find a really important thing, because it's a never-ending story.
Yeah.
And this whole thing, the laboratory, is going to open up a whole lot of doors. And it's interesting that it's in a mall.
Yeah.
When a lot of work that they showed and that they're showing, and it's certainly what we do, the SABC, is bringing the street into the mall, into the space, the creativity, the collaboration.
Very interesting.
I can imagine that really working well, because, sometimes there's a kind of spookiness about malls.
Absolutely.
But it's just me.
and even more spookiness about galleries. Let's take a quick pause here, and then we'll come back on the other side and continue our conversation with Ukula.
In fitness, as in finance, endurance is key. If you are 55 and older, you can get an interest rate of up to 10.47% with a Nedbank Electronic Optimum Plus account. Now feel the earn. Invest in under 2 minutes on the Money app and get money fit with Nedbank. See money differently. Nedbank. We're licensed FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply. For more info, visit nedbank.co.za.
Channel your inner feel good on Expresso this October, from big global moments like the G20 summit to how it all plays out right here at home.
We are keeping it real this Mental Health Awareness Month with conversations that lift and inspire. And of course, all the good stuff that you love, delicious food, fashion trends, and everything in between.
Wake up with the Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on S3.
Here's a good reason why everyone should remember this commercial. Because everyone benefits from a sharper mind. Memorex's unique combination of 17 herbs have been proven to assist memory, concentration, and mental fatigue. Start now and delay the onset of age-related memory loss. Take Memorex daily to condition your memory forever. It's natural, gluten-free, and contains no alcohol or animal products. See memorx.co.za. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Mzansi, Powerball has reached a staggering 150 million rand guaranteed jackpot this Friday. Only 3 times in history has Powerball reached such jaw-breaking levels. Be in it to win it by playing Powerball for the guaranteed 150 million rand jackpot today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529# for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old and play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Stages, pages, screens, and more on The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga.
It is a whole production behind the scenes, but Dr. Same is joining us now. We finally connected to her on WhatsApp. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good, thanks. And you, Bridget?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for the time. And Dr. Samuel Nduli is the curator and manager of the Standard Bank Art Gallery as well as the Art Lab. Just some context, Same, there around the Art Lab.
Yes.
Which is one of the newest, not acquisitions, but newest properties for the Standard Bank Art Collection. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, so I mean, we've also been very quite, careful about how we speak about it or position it, because it is an extension as opposed to us relocating. You'll know that the Standard Bank Gallery in the CBD in Joburg is still operational. In fact, we've got plans for it, but this is an extension of that, and also kind of building on that long legacy of that gallery. And it's as Kula was saying, it being positioned in a mall was quite strategic from the bank's point of view. Of number one, I think Liberty 2 Degree, a partnership with Liberty 2 Degree, which is part of the Standard Bank Group, and I think the main thing there was really 2 things then in that regard was, one, to think about mall or reinvent or reimagine malls as less of a retail kind of commercial space, but lifestyle centers, right? That start to, I think, also just enrich people's shopping experiences, that you're not just there to consume, but you're also there to consume and enjoy art for free. And I think that's quite radical for a bank to do. And then the second was around accessibility. The fact that, yes, Sandton might not be close to, it's accessible in terms of transport. You can take the Gau train, for example. Public transport is available, there's parking, etc. And also just, while you're shopping, just imagine walking from, the square and then landing upon this beautiful space that then opens up this whole new world of art. And we already know that the culture of gallery growing in South Africa is small, but it's building up based on the kind of interest that young people have in being in galleries spaces. Yeah.
Absolutely. I also want to highlight, and of course, Kula, you can talk to this as well, the importance of corporates like an SABC and a Standard Bank. And I don't know, both of you can correct me if I'm wrong. I've always held the opinion that between the two of you, you probably hold some of the most important and most significant art collections, spanning the continent. The importance of these corporate brands actually just archiving that history. How vital is that?
It's hugely, hugely vital. And obviously the SABC is a state-owned enterprise organization, have a duty to the public.
Mm.
People need to see our work. We owe it to them. And as you do, you're
Yeah.
airing. And I feel collaborations, a lot of corporations are starting to bring out their collections. But in the main, I think they've been held back. Standard Bank have been one of the organizations that have their Young Artist Award, and they've had this gallery. I miss it.
Yeah.
You know, I miss going there. It's got a long-term memory for me. But bringing collections together and not hiding them, even public collections need to bring out their work. You can't hide your heritage.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. There's so many stories to tell, so many challenges to meet through art. Your eyes it's another language.
Absolutely.
And a language that I love, because you don't need to all be speaking Greek and whatever it is. That is a common language that we all have, our eyes. Those of us who are not blind, of course, through impairment. But so I love the idea of collaboration. I love the idea that we help keep one another alive. We suffer as a state sometimes, and will we be able to sustain what we've already got? Corporations can help that. We can partner. We might collect differently.
Yeah.
There might be collections that want the eye to be appeased. They want a bit of decorative stuff, because it starts with, like we did at the SABC so many years ago, with looking at office spaces. Workers were living with that, but it's actually really not just that. It's got to be a public exposure as well.
Same for you guys. I mean, and this is a significant marker because it also marks 40 years of the young artist's journey.
No, definitely. And I mean, to Kula's point of not hiding what we have, because it is an important part of our heritage and collective memory. As I said, a lot of the works in the Standard Bank Corporate Art Collection sit in the boardrooms and the offices, and unless you're coming to a meeting there and have access to the space, you don't really get to see them. So this is also, I think, a big part of it is bringing these works out, because of course, when they are art, it means they remain in the public consciousness and people to think and reflect on them. So for me, it's really the space, thinking about the space, yes, as a platform, like Kula is saying, for collaboration and partnerships, in also just trying to do, as much as we all can in making art accessible to wider audiences.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that our time has fast run out, and I think a lot of it was just taken by the haphazardness that was happening behind the scenes. We almost broke Ukula Nkosi yami. We literally almost broke her.
Nkosi yami, indeed.
But just for our listeners, and maybe we'll invite you ladies back at a different time and have a far more robust conversation around this collection, but also the heritage of these two entities. Samit, the collection is up until the 31st of January, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Next year, yes.
Next year. And where can we go? Because I know you also like to program all kinds of interactions around your exhibitions at times. I'm hoping you are planning something around this collection for the duration of its run.
Yes, we are busy finalizing just our public program. We want to do some talks as well with some of the SBYAs around their journeys and trajectory. The art lab is open from Monday to Saturday from 9 until 4, and Sundays and public holidays from 9 until 1 o'clock. And if you want to see, keep up with what we are doing, just follow us on our social media pages, Standard Bank Arts, on Instagram and X and Facebook. We'll try as much as possible to also put out, the upcoming events on those pages, so people are aware of what's happening and upcoming.
Awesome. Ladies, for today, we'll pause it here, but I'll definitely carve out some time during the summer, and hopefully you can indulge us in your calendars, and we'll come back and continue the conversation. That was our very own Kula from here at the SABC. She's our SABC Arts Curator, custodian of that collection, and Dr. Same, who's the curator and manager of the Standard Bank Art Gallery.
Outsurance is in the business of saving you money on your car insurance premium. If they can't, ask for 500 Rand. SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754.
Top stories: Asawa Mchunu denies flouting legislation on PKTT, and Madagascar has a new president. Good afternoon. I'm Cholani Tulo Webe. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is on leave of absence, has denied that he flouted legislation when giving the directive to disband the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team. The minister was rebutting the allegations made by the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in July this year. He is appearing before Parliament's ad hoc committee that is looking into the allegations.
I didn't breach any law. I do want us to have an agreement or a consensus that I didn't convene a meeting with General Masimula, General Mkhwanazi, and General Kumar doesn't constitute an offense in the department or anywhere or in the state. It doesn't.
Mkhunu also told Parliament's ad hoc committee that he did not have to consult the interministerial committee before disbanding the task team. A tense exchange between Mkhunu and the evidence leader, senior counsel Norman Ardenser, took place over the matter.
Don't create an impression that I don't consult, even though I show evidence that
Minister,
I do consult.
Sorry to interrupt.
And we did have meetings.
I didn't create any impression.
I'm
asked
happy
you
with that.
A question. I put something to you, and then I asked you a question. I put to you that there's no indication from you, either in writing or in your oral evidence, that you ever consulted, and you haven't, still in your response now, you haven't mentioned the interministerial committee. So that is what I put to you, and that's the question I'm asking you, and you're not answering the question whether or not you consulted with your colleagues in cabinet.
The double murder trial against pig farmer Zakaria Olifir has been postponed to next week Wednesday at the Polokwane High Court in Limpopo. This is to allow Olifir's defense to provide a ballistic report to the state. Olifir is being tried for the murders of two women, Maria Machato and Kudzai Ndlovu, and the attempted murder of Mabuto Ncube. Senior advocate George Skukune argued that the state will be disadvantaged as it has not yet received the report. Judge Jane Ngobeni gave the details of the next appearance.
The case against both of you is postponed to the 22nd day of October, 22 October 2025, and that is for further hearing. You are both still remanded in custody, and Mr. Adrian Rudolph Divet, you are also warned for the 22nd day of October 2025. We are not going to start at 9 in the morning, but we are going to start at 12 midday.
Some Gauteng residents have called for increased police visibility and faster response times to crime incidents. The call comes as the provincial SAPS launches the Safer Festive Season operation in Ekurhuleni in the east of Johannesburg. The annual operation aims to curb crime through police operations and visibility. These residents have voiced frustration at the high levels of crime.
We believe that community patrols are essential, especially during festive season when safety concerns increase. To ensure their protection while they serve, we strongly support the idea of properly equipping them. We truly appreciate this initiative and the efforts to keep our community safe.
And finally, Madagascar's new military leader, Colonel Michael Randrianirina, has been sworn in as the new president of Madagascar days after a military takeover on the Indian Ocean nation. He swapped his fatigues for a suit and thanked the young people who took to the streets for weeks of protests that prompted President Andry Rajoelina to flee the country and lead to his impeachment. The ceremony took place at the Constitutional Court in the capital, Antananarivo, where a large crowd gathered to watch. Recapping the top story this hour, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is on special, rather leave of absence, has denied that he flouted legislation when giving the directive to disband the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team. For SAFM News, I'm Jolani Tulo Webe.
Outsurance will go out of their way to try and save you money on your car insurance. If they can't, ask for 500 Rand. SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754. You could spend 10 minutes hunting for the TV remote, or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. For her 2024 Kia Picanto, 52-year-old Janine now only pays 561 Rand a month. And for her 2025 Jatua Dashing, 29-year-old Sana pays just 796 Rand a month. Ready to get more out of your car insurance? SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide.
Catch the Tastemaster Junior this Tuesday evening at 7:30 on SABC2 as Judge Fritz Squirn shows the contestants how to make boerewors from scratch. Then it's their turn to create their own version and present a winning feast. Who'll serve up a meaty masterpiece and who'll get caught up in the grind? That's the Tastemaster Junior, Tuesday evenings at 7:30. Repeat Wednesdays at 1 and Sundays at 4 p.m. Only on SABC2.
Gordon Ramsay is back, and your favorite kitchen disasters are still somehow in business. New season, same confused chefs, terrifying walk-ins, and enough grease to fry your Wi-Fi. Watch as Gordon tries to fix the unfixable with nothing but sheer rage, British sarcasm, and an iron stomach. Kitchen Nightmares Season 8, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on S3. Come for the food, stay for the emotional damage.
This October month, SAFM shines a light on mental health awareness. This month, we bring you conversations that break the stigma, encourage care, and provide strategies to protect your mental well-being. Because it's okay not to be okay. And together, we can build a healthier tomorrow. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga, Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m.
Ngikuthandile noma bekunzima noma bekubuhlungu inhliziyo yami ngeyakho ngikuthandile noma bekunzima noma bekubuhlungu inhliziyo yami ngeyakho ngiyazibuza ukuthi yini kwenze njani na uthe uyangithanda kodwa manje uyangishiya ngenze njani na uma ungekho eduze kwami impilo yami nzima ngiyabanda lapha ekhaya ngiyasithandela ku angimfuna omunye ngifuna wena wedwa qha ngiyasithandela ku angimfuna omunye ngifuna wena wedwa qha ngithandile noma bekunzima noma bekubuhlungu inhliziyo yami ngeyakho ngithandile noma bekunzima noma bekubuhlungu inhliziyo yami ngeyakho inhliziyo yami ngiyipha wena wedwa ngoba akekho qha engimthanda njengawe ngithathisa dlasam naluthando lami ngizinikela kuwe akekho munye ngifuna wena wendoda ngithandile noma no 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 noma baby no all right now.
Alrighty, it is Karabo Mongane, and the song is Ngithandile, coming out of the 2006 album. It is Friday. We are taking things, I would love to say nice and easy, but there's so many moving parts behind the scenes today. Too many moving parts. We've got Ukarabu joining us now. We thought we'd just touch base from Idol winner all the way to Disney. We want to find out about that journey. How are you doing? Oh yeah, by the way the album was Matters of the Heart. Let's get into this conversation now. How are you doing, Karabo?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Bridget?
I'm great. You know, we're having such a manic Friday here. Ungafunga ukuthi angazi senzani behind the scenes today. Kuphizi. I think DJ Cleo left his energy here. Siqale ngomuntu o hectic, so I share that vibe, and now sonke hectic. Are you okay?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself? I'm great. Thank you so much. And hi to the listeners as well.
We are incredible. Okay, let's find out a little bit about the song that I just played, Ngithandile. What is the story behind that?
The story behind that song was actually a heartbreak. You love someone, but the love is not necessarily reciprocal. Where you're giving and you're not necessarily getting back what you're giving. And then eventually the person then realizes, when you then leave, then they start, behaving the way that they should behave, Sometimes it could be late. Sometimes, people can reconcile and work things out. So Kandile is literally written from that perspective, But it is a sad love song. It is a song of heartbreak.
Aren't they all sad love songs?
Not all of them, though. Not all of them. No. Not all of them. Yeah. Some of them are sad. When I write songs, generally different people's perspectives, I also write from my own perspective, from my own relationship, with my wife. So most times it depends on where I am. And what I'm thinking about, and also some of the relationships that I encounter from friends, and just the general public as well,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Karabu, I just want to try and switch your line for a second. We're just getting some interference there, so I'm not too sure if it's the line or the connection, so that we can try and have a better conversation. We are in conversation with singer-songwriter Ukarabu Mogane, and Karabu is an Idols winner, and now, though, trailblazing in Disney, and we're going to find out more about that journey in as far as Disney Africa's The Lion Guard. Let's take a quick pause and we'll be right back.
The National Pulse, weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
So, firstly, let's get to maybe the central position for today, the release of the hostages. You have a position, but certainly your organisation does have it as well. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I think it's a really bittersweet day today, but today we're looking more at the sweet than the bitter. I think everybody should be celebrating. There've been calls for a ceasefire for a long time. This war has been absolutely devastating and tragic. It's been brutal on both sides. We certainly mourn the innocent deaths on both sides. So I think the first thing to celebrate is that for the first time in 2 years.
Professor Karen Mulner, the national chairperson of the South African Jewish Board.
Ashraf Garda on SAFM.
Mzansi, Powerball has reached a staggering 150 million rand guaranteed jackpot this Friday. Only 3 times in history has Powerball reached such jaw-breaking levels. Be in it to win it by playing Powerball for the guaranteed 150 million rand jackpot today. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120*7529# for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old or play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Are you a small business owner? Do you truly believe in your dream, but sometimes feel like the odds are stacked against you? Sanlam Corporate and Santam believe in you and in the power of SMMEs to grow South Africa's future. That's why they're hosting the 2025 Sanlam SMME Collective event on 21 October from 9 to 4 p.m. at the Sandton Convention Center. It's an invite-only event. To request an invite, visit sanlamonline.co.za/campaigns/SMME Collective and stand a chance to join the pitch parade, where entrepreneurs like you can present your pitch in person and get real-time expert feedback. Network, learn and be inspired. From funding and risk to AI and new markets, let's unlock growth and shape your future together. Stay tuned to SAFM for more. Bridget Masinga, weekdays on The Full Circle.
All right, coming back, Karabo Mokhane joins us, singer-songwriter, and Karabo has gone from Idols winner to Disney Trailblazer. It's been a remarkable journey since winning season 11 of South African Idols. Also, you became the first African artist to create a theme song for Disney Africa.
Yes, I did. I mean, that was really incredible, and it's such a beautiful story. I think something that I learned from that was that, whenever you're given an opportunity to perform, do it as if that is the last time to do it, because you never know who's in the room.
Yeah.
Because that's literally how I was identified by the executives of Disney to then select me to be one of the singers, or rather one of the people that were going to then record this prestigious series called The Lion Guard that I did. It was absolutely incredible, So for me, I'm still honored today because kids are singing along to that song. Some kids will realize, oh, it's him. Some people will like, I wonder who's singing, So it's always interesting when you're walking around and you're seeing parents and they're all like pointing at you because their kids are talking about you every morning, because the series plays every single morning. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I think that speaks to what people always talk about, preparation meeting opportunity, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I think that is the sentiment. I mean, I'm not going to ask, although I'm a little bit intrigued to know the story, but I'm not going to ask the story. And then when one becomes part of that machinery, there's certain things that I probably feel are in every artist's dream or in every artist's bucket list. And one of those things would be to have a song in the Disney catalog, because it's almost, it's a, not only is a life-changing thing, but it's just like a generational thing. People are going to be singing that song from this generation till the next, till the next. And what does that mean to an artist, particularly a young artist whose career is just really starting out?
For me, it just speaks legacy. I think the one thing that I always look forward to, I mean, now being in the industry for 10 years, and yesterday obviously celebrating my brand new album, you know, for me it just screams legacy, and also doing it as an independent artist, for me it just screams legacy, that I'm no longer doing this just for myself anymore, but I'm doing it for my children's children, because at some point, you know, I will no longer be here. So I want to make sure that music that I create, or the platforms that I'm given a position or opportunity to work on, that those things outlive me. You know, because, you know, nothing is ever permanent. So you need to make sure that you utilize every opportunity that you're given, so that you give it your best, because, like I said, you just never know who's in the room. You just never know who's in the room.
Absolutely. Is music, is music still finding resonance? I feel like music has changed so much, and if you're an artist who does a particular genre of music, where maybe some people might call it, you know, you're a purist, you're an R&B purist, you're jazz purist, it becomes a bit, I don't know, please fill me in. Does it become a bit difficult or challenging, or what would be the descriptive when you have to create music in 2025, when there almost seems to be no genre lines anymore?
You know, to be honest with you, I do believe that there is a market for every genre, and if you're passionate about a particular genre, there's nothing wrong with you sticking to that. I mean, with the likes of Amapiano being around, Gom being around, and, you know, all the music that makes people happy and dancing and all that stuff. But for me, because R&B means so much to me, and for me more than anything, when I write, what I write, it's to heal people, it's to change people's lives, you know, people's relationships, their marriages, you know, restoring broken marriages, you know, restoring broken relationships, and even those that are doing well, for them to continue thriving. So for me, I know that this is the mandate that God gave me. So I think staying where you are, you know, my dad always says, be yourself and the world will adjust. And the world definitely adjusts over time, you know. It might not be 2 weeks, it might not be a year, it could be 10 years like myself. You know, I've been in the game for 10 years. But I have seen the hand of God in everything that I've been doing, you know, like everything has been really going well. And I'm excited for what's to come, honestly, you know.
So the new album, which you dropped yesterday, Songs About You, tell us a bit about this project.
And this project is very personal. So this is the first album that I released. This is the first album that I released as an independent artist, and it's really exciting. 10 years in the game, and this album basically speaks to whatever situation you may find yourself in. Of course, in terms of relationships, long distance. If ever you're just a newlywed, you know. So that's
Karabo. I think we lost Karabo a little bit there in that connection. We're going to try and get a hold of him again and see if we can continue our conversation. Okay, he's back. Apologies for that disconnect. Yes, you were in the midst of reflecting on this project.
Yes, sorry, but I was saying that the album basically different areas of relationships, romantic relationships at that. You know, if you're a newlywed, if you guys started dating, if you guys are in a long distance relationship. So I tried to sort of imagine how would it feel like, you know, if I was in those positions. And some of them, of course, are personal to me and what I went through with my partner. I know a lot of people will be able to relate. I mean, there's a song about distance called Call Me on the album, and the first line of the song says, I'm jealous of the coffee you drink every morning because that should be our first kiss. I'm jealous of the T-shirt you wear every morning because that should be our first hug. I'm jealous of the pillow you lay your head on because that should be my chest, right? Even though we're 2 screens apart, the distance does not matter. all that you need to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, so I've literally, you know, penned every song, you know, basically imagining every scenario that anybody who's in a relationship could possibly be in. You know, and then so that's the inspiration behind the album. And of course, partially the inspiration is my wife, because the first song, which is the interlude, is called Ubuse. That's just me talking about her beauty. You know, and I can't wait for people to hear it, man. It's absolutely amazing. And I worked with really incredible people on the album, incredible artists, the likes of Touchline. He's a rapper, so that's a rapper, amazing artist. I also worked with Cly. He's an R&B artist, and then I also worked with an amazing vocalist from Nelspruit back home. Her name is Tenika. She's also absolutely incredible. So yeah, man, I think this album is for everyone. It is about you.
Yeah.
You know, Bridget, you listen to it, you feel like this person was speaking to me. Was speaking to me.
I was actually going to ask you, Karabuguti, when you write, you know, for you, what is that process? Are you writing in isolation, or there are also instances where you write in collaboration with other people?
So, to be honest with you, for the longest time, I've always been a person who wrote in isolation, and then you would bring the feature, all right, to cut the studio and do your own thing. But I've learned of late that it's so much better when you have the people in studio, the people that you'd like to feature in studio, and you guys are actually your energy together. You know, you feeding off each other, even your writing styles. Some of the songs, I had the guys in the studio, so that really worked really well. And for me, that was a learning curve as well. To say, I mean, I know that back in the day, everybody, you know, was extremely busy. Everybody wants to do it at their own time, but I think it works so much better when you're artists in the studio and you guys are feeding from each other's energy, and for me, it worked out perfectly. And that process is one lesson that I think I took away from this project, is that it's never too late to learn something new.
Absolutely. You know? And I think I asked from a point of curiosity as well. You know, I was telling Cleo that I watch a lot of documentaries, especially around great creatives and how they navigate these spaces. And it's always interesting from a music perspective that you know, some great musical writers, the Neos, for instance, or the Babyfaces, or great producers of music, the Pharrells, and a host of other, you know, Teddy Riley, and all these folks who write urban music. Often speak about just that collaborative effort of being in studio, either with the writer and the artist and the producer, and how that energy feeds, because you could tell a story about a heartbreak and the producer could hear it a different way from how you say it, and reflect on their story, and then suddenly now their story is infused into your words as well, because you've found this common theme in that collective conversation.
True, no, it's true, and I think you then realize the importance of then having them in studio, so that you're not trying to repeat, or you're trying to sort of paint a picture for them wherever they may be, of course, to say, this is what I'm thinking, you know, and obviously you're hoping that on the other side, when they receive it, they'll be able to receive it how you're sort of trying to demonstrate it to them, you know. But at least if you're in studio, you know, they're looking at your facial expression, they're looking at how you're trying to sort of, you know, give directives in terms of how you'd like the sound to be, when the producer's there, you know. And I mean, I work very closely with the producers that work in this album, Tinashe, Sibego, and Surprising Mande. You know, I was with them in studio, how I wanted the beat to be created, how I wanted the guitar to come in. Like, so everything, I was literally hands-on. Every process that was taking place when the album was created. And I think that's why it's so personal, because even if you ask me what is my favorite song, all of the songs are my favorite song, because I was... like it was just, you know, I was like here in my hands, type of a thing. So,
Karabo, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for the time. And that new album is out, Songs About You. You can get it wherever you get your music, whatever platform you may use. And that is the 2005 album by Karabo Mohane, who is a singer-songwriter. It is 2:30. Ujolani is standing by with the headline news, and then we're going to go into our kids programming from there, and then we'll come back and wrap up the show with Siwela Langin.
Good afternoon. Making headlines, President Cyril Ramaphosa says the government has adopted a multifaceted plan to tackle hunger. Ramaphosa was delivering the keynote address at Stellenbosch University's Social Justice Summit in Cape Town. Sports Minister Gayton McKenzie has requested a detailed report from the South African Football Association regarding the circumstances that led to Bafana Bafana being stripped off their victory over Lesotho in a 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier in March. And finally, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is on a leave of absence, has denied that he flouted legislation when giving the directive to disband the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team. I will have details on these and other stories at 3 o'clock.
SAFM 104 to 107 nationwide.
This program is brought to you by SABC Education, enriching minds, enriching lives.
Hello friends and welcome to Nali Bali. Have you ever looked at someone else and thought, I wish I was like them? Maybe they run faster, draw better, or have something you don't. But guess what? You are special just the way you are. No one in the world is exactly like you, and that's what makes you amazing. Comparing yourselves to others can make you forget how wonderful you already are. The best thing you can ever do is be proud of yourself just as you are. Today's story is called Sunshine and Rainbows, written by Jenny Robson. But before we listen to today's story, let's all get up and Winnie was a weaver bird with bright yellow feathers. She lived in the trees beside Tamalakane River with her weaver bird friends who also had yellow bright feathers. There was William, Wame, and Waruna.
We are yellow like the sunshine,
Exclaimed Wame.
And yellow like lightning,
Added William with a grin.
and yellow like the flowers of the acacia tree.
Chimed in Waruna. Winnie loved spending time with her friends. Most of all, she enjoyed singing with them. They sang when the sun came up, they sang when the rain fell, and when the wind blew. The little weaver birds would hold on tight onto the tree branches, swinging and singing.
This is fun, this is fun,
sang William and Wame.
Up and down, up and down.
Join in Waruna and Winnie. But then one day, everything changed. That was the day Winnie first saw the rainbow bird. He was perched high on a wire and was the most beautiful bird she had ever seen. All the colors of the rainbow shone from his feathers. The top of his head was green, his cheeks were rosy red, his chest was a soft lilac, and his wings were a beautiful turquoise.
You are beautiful, rainbow bird,
said Winnie. The bird puffed out of his lilac chest.
I am not a rainbow bird. I am a lilac-breasted roller,
he said crossly.
I'm sorry. That's a long name to remember, but I'll try to say it. Lilac-breasted,
stammered Winnie. But the rainbow bird was no longer listening. He spread his turquoise wings and flew off across the field. Winnie felt rather silly. She returned to her friends in the streets beside the river. But she kept thinking of the rainbow bird. How wonderful it would be to look so beautiful. Determined to learn more, Winnie flew to the baobab tree. The baobab tree was very wise. Many creatures sought his guidance and wisdom.
Why do you look so sad, Winnie?
Asked the baobab tree.
I don't want to be a weaver bird anymore. I want to be a rainbow bird,
said Winnie.
A what?
Asked the baobab tree.
A lilac-breasted,
Winnie tried to remember the rest of the name.
Oh, a lilac-breasted roller,
said the baobab tree.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've never been this sure about anything in my life.
Winnie nodded her little yellow head. The baobab tree sighed a long but wise sigh.
Well, Winnie, sleep in my branches tonight. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
The tree said. The next morning, Winnie woke up as the sun rose, and when she looked down at her feathers, they were no longer yellow. Instead, her chest was a soft lilac and her wings were turquoise. She flew down to the Tamalakane River to check her reflection. And yes, her head was green and her cheeks were rosy red. Winnie was so happy.
Guys, look! Look how beautiful I am!
She called to her weaver bird friends, but William, Wame and Waruna ignored her.
I suppose other rainbow birds will be my friends now.
Winnie thought sadly, feeling a little lonely despite her newfound beauty. Winnie flew up to the wire where the rainbow bird was sitting.
Look, I'm a lilac-breasted roller, just like you,
she said, perching beside him. The rainbow bird peered at her.
Go away,
he said crossly.
But I want to be your friend,
said Winnie.
Well, you can't. Lilac-breasted rollers do not have friends. We like to be alone. Now, go away,
said the rainbow bird. Winnie flew away and perched in a nearby acacia tree. She no longer felt happy. Being alone wasn't fun. What would she do without friends?
I know what I'll do. I'll sing. Singing always cheers me up,
Winnie said, suddenly feeling excited. She opened her beak, but no sweet song came out. The only sound she could make was...
What was that?
said Winnie, looking around. She thought there was perhaps another bird nearby with an awful voice. She took a deep breath, puffed out her rosy cheeks and tried again. But nope, the only sound that came out was... Winnie felt upset.
What is going on? What happened to my beautiful voice?
It was a long, sad day for Winnie. She was all alone and she couldn't sing. Being a lilac-breasted roller wasn't much fun after all. As the sun sunk behind the hills, Winnie flew back to the baobab tree.
Oh dear Winnie, you still look sad. What's wrong this time?
The baobab asked.
I don't want to be a lilac-breasted roller after all. I want to be a weaver bird again,
said Winnie. The baobab tree sighed another sigh, but a long, wise sigh.
Are you sure?
Yes, I've never been this sure about anything in my life.
The baobab tree laughed. He had heard those words before. Once more, Winnie slept in the branches of the baobab tree. When she woke up in the morning, her feathers were yellow again. Yellow like the sunshine, yellow like the lighting, It'll like the flowers of the acacia tree.
Thank you, Baobab Tree. Thank you so much.
Winnie said gratefully. Then she flew back to her friends in the trees beside the Tamalakane River. Together they sang to the bright yellow morning sunshine, their song filling the air with joy and warmth. And so we come to the end of another Nali Bali story time. Today's story was called Sunshine and Rainbows, written by Jamie Robson. Did you know that reading and telling stories to children at home can help them do better at school? If you want free stories to read to your children or for your children to enjoy on their own, visit the Nali Bali website www.nalibali.org or Mobi site www.nalibali.mobi. You will find stories in 11 South African languages as well as tips for reading and sharing stories with your children to grow their potential. Also look out for the bilingual Nali Bali Reading for Enjoyment supplement with great children's stories and activities, available in newspapers. Nali Bali, it starts with a story.
This program was brought to you by SABC Education, enriching minds, enriching lives.
Streaming Skim Sum on the way to class.
Catching the Premier League while waiting for your order.
Jamming to Metro FM before you even get out of bed.
On SABC Plus, sinayo yonke into ifunayo. Your shows, your music, your way, anytime, anywhere. Zero subscription fees.
On your phone, tablet, or smart TV.
Download SABC Plus on iOS or Google Play Store.
Are you a small business owner? Do you truly believe in your dream, but sometimes feel like the odds are stacked against you? Sanlam Corporate and Santam believe in you and in the power of SMMEs to grow South Africa's future. That's why they're hosting the 2025 Sanlam SMME Collective event on 21 October from 9 to 4 p.m. at the Sandton Convention Center. It's an invite-only event. To request an invite, visit sanlamonline.co.za/campaigns/SMME Collective and stand a chance to join the pitch parade, where entrepreneurs like you can present your pitch in person and get real-time expert feedback. Network, learn and be inspired. From funding and risk to AI and new markets, let's unlock growth and shape your future together. Stay tuned to SAFM for more. This October month, SAFM joins the world in breast cancer awareness. We bring you conversations that highlight the importance of early detection, survivor stories that inspire hope, and expert advice that could save lives. Together, let's spread awareness and support the fight against breast cancer. SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. Bridget Masinga, weekdays on The Full Circle.
Alrighty, let's wind it up with the director of the production Too Late, and the Durban University of Technology is presenting a friend. It's my cameraman who happens to be a Sekgowa speaking person who looked at me and went, "Are you pulling a Penny Machodina on us?" Sikutali Oliver Bonga rather joins us on the line now. How are you doing, Oliver?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I mean, you can hear we're having a manic Friday in studio today. We're a bit hilarious. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it. So, Gibson Kente's Too Late, and you guys are presenting a reinterpretation of this work. What was the genesis of this idea?
So, basically, it came from the idea that most of the works, particularly the works that happened during the 1950s and 1960s and 70s, are slightly unavailable And when we came across this text, we realized that definitely we have to do it. And the idea came from the fact that during the wars, during the apartheid time, in fact, in most times when humanity finds itself in the struggle, the mothers are the ones who are always crying. So the play sort of reveals a lot of that motherly nature, moaning and pain. Yeah, well, so and since Kente was a feminist, so it came from that.
And the fact that we are celebrating Gibson Kente and simultaneously asking the question, who is Gibson Kente? And I said to my producers, hanging my head in shame as an arts broadcaster, that even myself, I know very little about the history and the legacy of this notorious thespian.
Oh, actually, that is shocking, very shocking. He really was, he was a legend. He grew up in Eastern Cape, and then, according to the records, he went to Joburg. That's where then he joined the likes of the Lucky Star performers, and then Wakalange Jazz after, from jazz. Participated in King Kong. He worked with Omire Makeba, with Mabel Mafuya, Shuma Segela, Letambuli. He worked with a lot of people, and then from jazz sort of moved to theater, and then from theater, a little bit of film. So he really has a huge, huge legacy. As a result, in Port Elizabeth, there's a theater that is sort of named after him.
And earning himself the moniker of father of black theatre in South Africa, but with also a very particular style of theatre. Are you, or rather a particular style of performance in the theatre? Are you leaning a little bit towards some of that sort of stylistic vibes that Gibson Kente seemed to bring out of his actors? Can you hear the exuberance of the exaggeration?
Yes, yes, of course. So we're using the play. There are performance techniques module, and so to train students here at DUT about a South African way of performance. So it's like heightened physicality, heightened characterization, overtly emotions, as well as musicality and dance in the same mix. And because he aimed to reveal the strength of black people, of unity, as opposed to revealing the suffrage. So it sort of leans towards that style, such as Ombongeni Ngema, wherein we show you a black person's strengths and capabilities, and that resilience that we have inside, basically.
The importance also, Oliver, of us really taking a moment, taking a moment to celebrate and honor the writings and the compositions of this man, because it almost seems as though, as much as we're all familiar with Gibson Kente, as much as people sort of use that theatre style as almost a joking reference in nowadays, hey, when you're performing like you came out of a Gibson Kente play, but he really held a very important part of history that seems to almost slowly be forgotten.
Indeed, I cannot disagree, because mostly nowadays, especially on television, on film, as well as in theater, we've started to adopt a kind of westernized way of performance, wherein we internalize most of the acting happens inside, wherein it's about subtleties, wherein it's more movement, wherein we're trying to be as closest to reality as possible. When in fact, theater that Kente was sort of trying to introduce was largely inspired by our indigenous performance practices, wherein we speak of Ibongo, when you overtly express your pride, your cultural practice, wherein all the emotions are overtly expressed, just so that, it's not ridiculed, but we are revealing the emphasis, and, that this is what we're meaning. But nowadays, with the star system and, the popular culture of how acting should be has sort of moved away from that.
Absolutely. So just as we wrap up, you guys have been in production since the 15th, or rather open since the 15th. It's a 3-day only performance. You're wrapping today, in fact.
Yes, we're rapping today.
At the Courtyard Theatre, Durban University, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much for the time, Oliver Bonga. We appreciate it. Oliver Bonga is the director of Too Late, and it's paying homage to the theatre legend himself and his works, Gibson Kende. It's 10 to 3 o'clock. We're going to take a quick one for the ad breaks, and then we come back and we sneak in Usiwela Langeni quickly before we wrap up the show.
Hi everyone, my name is Itumele Nkune, SABC Sport football analyst. When I feel down and I listen to gospel, it gives me motivation. I'm a person who loves all genres. If I was a chef, my favorite meal that I would prepare would be pap, cabbage, meaty bones, with a bit of acha on the side. My favorite language is Portuguese. Bom dia, como está? Estou bem. What I like about SABC Sport is they give you the platform and the permission to be yourself and speak any language.
Catch the ever-passionate Itumele Nkune's analysis of Ibola Letu on match days, live on Latuma. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
SAFM's award-winning drama department presents to you the radio drama series Skyline.
Press that to cockpit medical emergency now.
Cabin crew to your stations.
Where the skies promise adventure, but behind the cabin doors, untold secrets are found.
He's signing off on cheap parts they installed like it's nothing.
Catch the radio drama series every Saturday at 9 p.m. on SAFM, leading the conversations that move us. Bridget Masinga on SAFM.
All right, we are wrapping it up with Usiwela Langeni, who's the co-founder of the book Circle Capital and author. It is our regular diary appointment with you, the book Circle. We're looking at the latest books on the shelf. And we're starting with this Mandy Wiener book today that I think a lot of people probably want to sink their eyes into. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good, thanks, and you. Thanks for having me. Yes.
Awesome.
The Deal by Mandy Wiener, Insight, the Talks That Shape South Africa's Future. Definitely a book that many people would want to sink their teeth into it. You know, it's following the elections last year, 29 May 2024. There was a big shift, of course. First time that the ANC didn't have the outright majority that it used to, which led to the GNU and what we see today. So Mandy, being the investigative journalist that she is, goes into, you know, the back room of what happened. So secret meetings at Inanda Club, you know, meetings that happened at Westcliff Ridge, negotiations at the back of what led to what we see today. So we used to books like this. We got where journalists almost give us like an insider backstory of what we saw in the news headlines. So definitely one to look out for. Very riveting and exciting.
I'm always so interested, you know, because when we mention spaces like from the exclusive Inanda Club to the clandestine hotel basements and affluent private houses of Johannesburg's Westcliff Ridge, I'm always interested to go, how about Tunana, but we frequent some of these spaces. When do these meetings happen and why don't we see these people? And how do you know that these meetings happen there?
I know. It's like, well, Mandy, where were you? Like, yeah, but I guess this is the skill that comes with being an investigative journalist, tapping into your sources. I mean, this is her 7th book, and she's known for stories like this. So this is where it comes in. She promises a nail-biting moment. You know, she promises an expose into nail-biting moments that these talks led to that. Where there were, you know, possible collapses, there were personality clashes, factionalism, you know, but then there was political maneuvering that led to the GNU. So it's this book, of course, adds the canon of history around what led to where we are now.
Absolutely. Very interesting, and I think a very necessary book as well. And then it's reminding me of that book. Ntosh, remind me, Nkosi yami, after the events of Thabo Mbeki, Masikhumbuleni Sisonke. Konje,
Which
what was the book
one?
that came out? What was the book that came out chronicling the events leading up to Thabo
Yes,
Mbeki?
at Polokwane. What happened at Polokwane?
Oh, I forget now because we've
We'll
had so
remember
many.
it, but this one also reminded me the plot to save South Africa by Justice Malala, where he also goes into the background of, for 1994, what was happening when former President Nelson Mandela had to then appear on TV. We were teetering on the brink of war. So it's something similar to that. We'll remember that one and bring it back to the listeners.
It will come back to us. It will come back. And then the second book for today is yet another one also, The Dark Prince by Peter du Toit.
Yes. So remember about 2 weeks ago we discussed Malema. So it's similar on the same tip where this one it's described as an unflinching portrait of a Deputy President Paul Mashatile, controversial rise through the ANC ranks to the doorstep of presidency. So Peter du Toit mentions that he survived scandal, controversy, and the Zuma years, there were lots of factions. He's risen through the ranks, and he's now, at the doorstep of presidency, being the deputy president. So his career, political career, spans over 30 years, where he successfully, navigated allegations of corruption, factionalism, which and of course we know Peter du Toit and how he writes. So now Peter is questioning who is possibly backing him. Can we trust that if he does become president, will those people not influence him? He talks about his association with Alex Mafia. He talks about his lavish lifestyle, his outspokenness about black economic empowerment and South Africa's foreign relations. And now, and he also goes into the other headlines we've seen, about his personal life. So Peter is questioning, is he the right candidate to then become the man to lead South Africa?
Yeah.
So also promises to be a fascinating read. I mean, Peter du Toit is known for books like Stellenbosch Mafia, the ANC Billionaires. So there is some investigation that went into it. It's not like leveled, unsubstantiated, facts on this.
Yeah, it's interesting because some books cause a bit more of a stir once they are announced than other books, and depending on the timing and the circumstances around it, right? It is a necessary question to ask anytime there's a potential shift in leadership guard, but there's already... and I'm sure you've picked it up as well, that there's already this groundswell on social media conversation around, well, let's interrogate also the timing and the intention of some of these books. Especially,
I had to even look it up, Bridget, to wonder what's going on. I mean, the only elections that are coming are local government elections in November next year. So I was thinking, what am I missing? Maybe for one of people on your shows can look into it, asking political analysts to say what's going on that we are missing.
It's the succession race, I guess, and everybody having a stake in it. And, there's all kinds of motivations behind things, but we need information and we need these kinds of books. They also do a good job in just archiving our history. As we wrap it up, Siwela, the book that I was looking for in my head was the book by Frank Shikana, 8 Days in September. I remembered that it was a number of days in September. I just couldn't remember which days.
Great that it came back to you in time.
Yes, 8 Days in September was the book that I needed. But thank you for the time and have a great weekend. That was Siwela Langeni, who is the co-founder of the book Circle Capital. The Deal by Mandy Weena, and of course The Dark Prince by Peter du Toit. That is all the time that we have for you this afternoon. We are going to go off and try and shake ourselves back into balance. I mean, we had a fun show. We had a great show. It was great to take our minds off everything that's been going on with the ad hoc committee and everything that's been going on with the Madlanga Commission that was delayed a bit this week with stop-start issues. It was nice to actually just have a moment to breathe easy and take in other things. Because my team just looked at me and said, "Why are you shaking it off?" I'm just just shaking it off. There was a lot happening in the background behind the scenes. We almost killed Nkula, Nkosi yami. That is how we leave it today from our end. Have a great weekend. I hope you get some rest and you make some memories with your family. Inshallah, God willing, we do it again.
Top stories: the Sawa government adopts a plan to tackle hunger, and Madagascar's new military leader outlines his priorities. Good afternoon, I'm Jolani Tulo Wepe. President Cyril Ramaphosa says that the government has adopted a multifaceted plan to tackle hunger. Ramaphosa was delivering the keynote address at Stellenbosch University's Social Justice Summit in Cape Town. The summit brings together policymakers, legislators, civil society, traditional leaders, academics and the judiciary. Ramaphosa says food is a fundamental human right.
The first is reforming policy and legal frameworks. These include the Integrated Food Security Strategy, the National Food and Nutrition Security Plan, and the Nutrition Policy Implementation Plan. These policies have enabled us to implement a series of programs to deliver nutrition and food directly through educational, community, as well as institutional systems.
Sports Minister Gayton McKenzie has requested a detailed report from the South African Football Association regarding the circumstances that led to Bafana Bafana being stripped of their victory over Lesotho in a 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier in March. It stemmed from fielding an ineligible player, Teboho Mokoena. He says the incident not only jeopardized the national team's qualification prospects, but also raised significant concerns about administrative oversight within SAFA. Bafana beat Rwanda on Tuesday to qualify for next year's World Cup, after which SAFA President Danny Jordan said the matters considered dealt with. But the sports minister says transparency and accountability must be prioritized. McKenzie also wrote to FIFA saying it's not his intention to interfere in the administration of football in the country. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who is on leave of absence, has denied that he flouted